What's going on, guys? It's your boy PS239 Boy, and I'm back at it again with another video. And we're back on the Robinhood account, guys. And I was talking to a couple people, and you guys are like here and there on stocks, and some people who are in stocks are like, yo, I shouldn't do dividends. And I'm like, yeah, listen, I have a I like to have a diverse portfolio, and I'm not mainly dividends. It's just because we just started. I'm mainly stocks, or I'm mainly options right now. And even in my own retirement account, I'm mostly growth stocks because of Palantir had grown so much, and I've been doing options that all I do is just gain more shares. So if my bank was to allow me to record, because I've already tried it and it just shows a black screen, but if my bank was allow me to record my IRA, I would just be showing like nothing but growth stocks and some dividends. Like maybe dividends is 5% of my portfolio, but that good $100 a week and then another $200 or $300 a month checks coming in to where I can buy any stocks I want is really nice. And if I can get QDTE to buy a share of CRF every single week, the income will just grow. And if you own these stocks, you don't ever have to sell them. The income will just be there forever. So say you have a good decent amount of capital under your belt, guys. You can go own one of these stocks. And this one's been around for about 2 or 3 years. I've been in it since almost the inception. I found out about it when it was like $40. So as long as you have good insight on the market and you can time your sales, or even just set break even stop losses after a certain point, you're always going to profit from the dividend. The dividend is really high yield, and it's weekly, guys. So that's a weekly dividend you can get from your capital. And this one almost preserves your capital if you know what you're doing. You could let it go up, go up, go up, and then once you've made a decent amount, like say you've made 5-6% on your capital, and then another 1% or 2% from the weekly compound from the dividend, and you could use that as actual income, guys. And it will be taxed at 12% because this is an American stock and it is taxed at 12% income rate. So certain stocks or certain dividends. Oh, look, we got the 22 cent, guys. It was 22 cent for today. So I must have not have hit that X date last time. So say for every 100 shares, you're getting $2. You're getting $2.22. So this is pretty good for every 10 shares, I think. For every 10 shares, you're getting $2, and then for every 100, it would be 22. So that's actually really dope. I want to get this to at least 100 shares, because then, actually, I think if 30 shares will get it to where I can buy one CRF every week. And this one is a good mix between growth stocks, dividend stocks, and other stocks. Both of these funds are ETFs. I was talking to a friend and he was like, you should not invest into dividend stocks, invest into ETFs. These are ETFs. They are both ETFs, and they both have dividends attached to them, and they have very good funding and track record so far. Like QDTE actually has a YouTube channel, and so does CRF. So this is how I found these. And Cornerstone actually tells people when they're going to sell their positions, or the main people who run Cornerstone Fund on YouTube, they say when they're going to sell their positions. But you got to kind of join their Discord and mingle with them. And yeah, it costs some money to get in, but if you know somebody who's already in and you speak to him, he'll basically give you the runaround and be like, hey, I'm going to be selling around $8, or I'm going to sell around $9. And at certain points in the market, you don't really need to join these groups, pay other people to help learn how to make money. And you can just study and learn yourself and make some decent money, guys. So the dividend income, it needs to clear, and then it'll be on my balance. And once I get that rolling to where I'm making enough to buy one Cornerstone a week, that'll be nice. And what I'd like to say about FFAI or any other stocks or growth stocks is that don't look at the day-to-day volatility, guys. With puts and calls, you can preserve your capital, and you could basically gain another form of income off of the stocks you already own. So basically, if we're in a, like I was telling you guys yesterday or the other day, we're in a window of 45 to 60 or 55 or 57 cents. So once we hit that window, we just fall. So most people sell, and it's usually around 10, from 11 to 12, and then right at 4 o'clock, right at close, they sell. And then we'll start pumping in pre-market, and then right at close. So see, we'll start pumping in pre-market, and then right at 11 to 12 is they call it like trading hour. It's the time where most people who are day traders as a professional, that's the hour that they take their trades. So that's why you see it pump from like 10 to 11, because a lot of those people are buying in early, and then they watch the market from 11 to 12. And then if the market keeps pumping up by 12, they put stop losses. But if it doesn't, then they just set the stops and walk away. And most of the times that's what it is. Everybody sets their stops, and then once all that money leaves the market, we just fall down again, guys. So that's why they call it the 10 o'clock pump and dumps. And that's basically what a lot of traders like to do. They like to come in at 10, 11, 12 o'clock and only trade for that time window, which is actually a good idea. When I trade, I take specific trades. So if my trade goes through, I'll look at the charts and then I'll make another trade. But other people, they just only trade within a certain time window, and that, I guess that could work for me, and I'd have less time looking at the charts, and that'd be a little bit nice. But I usually love looking at the charts. I'm like always looking at the charts. But anybody who is in here and you want to try to preserve your capital, you can come you have to ask, because you have to buy the put. You can come place a bid, and I'd say just put that bid in for like $1, because someone's already has a ask for $4. But if you give them their ask, you're waiting for the price to go underneath 46 cents before you start making money, and you're just basically hoping for it to go back to like 44 before you can execute on them. And that's only if you think we're going to go below. So like, say I wanted to preserve my capital, I could put $1 in out of the $4 that I've earned from the puts and calls so far. I could put $1 in to preserve my capital at 50 cents. And that's pretty much how you guys can do this. And you can do this with any other stock out there. And it's pretty much easy once you know what you're doing, and then you know that big numbers like 50, 100, 150, 175 are big resistances. So those are numbers, or those are levels you can set for calls and puts, guys. But that's pretty much the whole deal in the scope of the stock market. You want to just take the right, because you want to take the right call or put for what's going on at this given situation. In the last few days, the market has been kind of pumping forward. Let's look at it. A lot of it's red because we literally just did have massive pumps, and now we're coming off of the little dumps on the massive pumps. Some people always take profit, and that's just how you do it. So yeah, we're having massive dumps even on Pepe, which is kind of upsetting for me because I bought a bunch of Pepe this week and I'm accumulating it, and I'm just sending it to the Coin Depot stack. And I wanted to pull out some Pepe because I do have some Pepe on Pionex, because I use my debit card. It's a little bit cheaper to buy Pepe there, but you can't transfer the Pepe out. So I was going to use that as another stack of Pepe I'm going to have. I'm only going to spot that Pepe on tops, and when it went to a top 2 days ago, I should have just sold the Pepe because I was up like 15% on it. So I'm like trying to do a couple more strategies with my crypto, and the market is just going really crazy. And you just got, I wish it was more like stocks where I could take these puts and calls, and once my Pepe basically goes underneath a certain price, somebody owes me money. I love it. You basically have an insurance policy and you're betting against the price, and if the price goes down, your insurance policy kicks in, and then someone else owes you money. And that's pretty much it. I love doing it with stocks like Palantir and Nintendo, and I have a bunch of Neo and SoundHound. I have SoundHound, Neo. I have, what is it? I have like 10 or 15 stocks. I can't remember all of them exactly, but I do know it's like ticker O, like the Alteria Group, and a couple other like growth stocks, but also pay dividends like Coca-Cola and stuff like that, and like old shit. And I just, some stuff that I got given as promotions from my bank, and I just never sold. And because I like seeing my average cost price is super low. So like when I got that put for FFAI, my average cost is 47 cents. And then like say we go to $3, that's going to look pretty crazy when I go to sell it. It's going to be like my average cost is 47 cents. You're up 5,000% on this position. It's going to look crazy. But all right, guys, I'm going to hit you guys up in the next one. And yeah, let's do this together.